Hey, sorry. This is Stephen Platinum, your friend in wrestling with Platinum versus AEW Dark. This is from July 20th, 2021. They kept it nice and tight, which is usually the opposite. Usually Dark is way longer than Elevation, but not this time around. I like it. 7 matches. Every one of them I thought were really strong on their own. It would not surprise me if this is a 3 check mark night all night long. So we got a cold open with Dustin Rhodes backstage as he addresses his opponent tonight, Aaron Solo. Again, Dark is going into the same thing that Elevation has done, which is they set up their main event through promos, and I think it's really good. I think it's really strong. So Dustin Rhodes basically talks about Aaron Solo. You step into my backyard, the home of the natural Dustin Rhodes, home of the Texas Longhorns, the home of me kicking your ass. Going to school, son. Excalibur and Taz welcome us to Dark. They hype up tonight's card. And it's a 7-match card, like I said. The Blade against Ryan Mantell. Blade has a match on Dynamite. This looks really good. And Bunny cheating a little bit for him, even though it doesn't really seem necessary. Blade hits a Dr. Bomb, gets the win. 3 check marks. Ryan Mantell looks good in defeat. Good stuff here. Thunder Rosa against KiLynn King. I'm going to actually call this a competitive matchup. So the 3 checkmark system is different. In the first match with the Blade and Ryan, it was 1 check mark for the Blade winning in dominant fashion, a 2nd check mark if he looked good in the victory, and then if the enhancement talent looked good in defeat or got a disproportionately large amount of offense. In that case, it was more like he looked good in defeat and really did a good job putting the Blade over. You get a 3rd check mark. Now for these competitive matches like Thunder Rosa and KiLynn King, do they both look good? That's how you get check mark number 1, and they both certainly did. Did Thunder Rosa win in a definitive fashion? Yes, she used a Peruvian necktie submission finisher again. And in a 3rd check mark, if something feels like it is advanced or could lead somewhere. And it would not shock me if Thunder Rosa went against one or both of KiLynn King's kind of pal group in Red Velvet and or Big Swole. So 3 check marks, and KiLynn King looks fantastic. I just assume she's going to get signed at one point. I think she gives a really good look to the women's division and has done so throughout COVID. And next we get Max Caster. He's rapping. And another sexual innuendo to poor Julia Hart of the with the Varsity Blondes, because we have the Varsity Blondes against Allen Angels, number 5, and number 10 against the Acclaimed and Private Party. This is less clustery than you imagine it would be, alluding to the skill of all 8 people involved. It looks really, really good. At the end of it, Private Party do hit Gin and Juice on Allen Angels, and then Caster tags in and hits the mic drop, elbow drop. Post-match, Bowden says to cut the mic, and there was some Twitter noise about his Eiffel Tower line, which I did really think was really crass. He says, we don't care. We don't play second fiddle to a tag team whose best quality is a cheerleader, likes to get tag teamed. Oh, gross. Acclaimed is definitely making hay with the Varsity Blondes and making this into a feud, and they said they're going to continue to do it until they get a shot at the tag team titles. Cool. This is a competitive matchup. So did both sides look good in this? Yes. Did the Acclaimed and Private Party win in definitive fashion? Yes. Was something advanced? Clearly, yes. 3 check marks. Abaddon against Promise Braxton. I have not seen Promise Braxton before. Not a very long match, which is good because then Abaddon does not get exposed. Promise Braxton does a good job of really selling and putting over Abaddon. So 3 check marks. And Abaddon has gotten away from using that Widow's Peak. Thank God. The Bunny with the Blade against Big Swole. Another competitive matchup on Dark. You see what I'm saying? Diamante interrupts on the mic at a certain point. Bunny takes advantage of the distraction. And as Diamante says, she'll be taking a seat. So shenanigans, right? And at the end of the day, Blade comes to the apron, distracts the referee. Diamante hits a running drop kick, and then Bunny rolls up Swole and grabs the tights for the win. Ew. So did both look good? Yes. Did the bunny win in a memorable fashion? Yes. And was something advanced? Most certainly, as we are going to definitely see Big Swole against Diamante. They have built that up proper. Next match, Wardlow against Chad Lennox. Boy, Wardlow destroys him. Lennox takes in that crowd, charges in, but the one-arm choke slam sets him up in the corner, does the knockout knee strike. 3 check marks. Chad Lennox definitely did the job, made Wardlow look great. Big Swole is backstage talking about how Diamante ruined her winning streak and doesn't like people messing with her money. And so she grants Diamante's request for a match. QT Marshall is then interrupting Justin Roberts. Why are you booing your own city? You're dumber than I thought. Solo is the hometown of Aaron Solo, not just Dustin Rhodes. He says the lack of respect is why he left Austin, Texas and joined the factory. Ooh. And then QT hands Solo the mic, which I like. Solo says this is a big night for him. He's wrestling Dustin in a big venue as opposed to the crappy bars and all this stuff, sort of alluding to his indie past. And Dustin Rhodes against Aaron Solo. It's a really good match. Really, Dustin leads him to this really good match. Not that Aaron Solo doesn't hold his own. At the end of the day, Dustin does hit that, misses a bulldog, but then hits the second one and gets the pin. 3 check marks, a 3 check mark night all the way around. Great episode of Dark, one of my favorites that they've had in a while. And congratulations to KiLynn King for being awesome.